God always gets a bad rap when the world is out of control. December the 26th, 2004. 200,000 people died as a result of the tsunami in the Indian Ocean. Some people asked why God would allow the death of so many innocent people. On August 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast. Some said that it was God's judgment on the immoral. Notice the assumption. God gets a bad rap in both natural disasters, either way you look at it. Why, even the insurance company credits God with all of the death and the destruction by claiming that it is an act of God. And once again, Jesus is on trial. You spend your life living right. Do all the right things. You might even be a very godly person. This time, as you walk through the doctor's office door, you hear that word, cancer. Where is God now? As you walk out of the office and walk through the lobby, you see the televisions on and you glance over and you see a reporter talking to an old man who's about to celebrate his 100th birthday. He tells the reporter that his secret to old age is smoking a pack a day, consuming hefty amounts of alcohol, and living a rather risque lifestyle. And you want to know, why me, not him? And Jesus is on trial again. In this seemingly unpredictable nature of life, it leaves us with more questions than it seems answers. And of course, the question that invariably comes when life goes out of control is why? Why? Why this? Why me? Why now? Why God? Suddenly, you and I, as do so many others, come face to face with lining up what we believe about God with the reality of the moment. And for us, we say that God must provide us with some kind of evidence that He is worthy of our trust. That His nature is such that He does not just arbitrarily choose who will and will not be afflicted. And all along, Jesus is once again on trial. And whether or not we will believe that He truly is the Son of God will be determined in the answer we get in response to our question, why? Return with me into the Old Testament many, many years ago to a land called Uz, where there lived a man whose name was Job. The Scripture tells us that he was blameless and upright. He feared God and he shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. His possessions were vast. To use a term we say today, he had it all. Then the story turns to a conversation between God and Satan. And in the conversation, God permits Satan to afflict Job, to prove that Job's faith is deeper than the tempter believes it to be. In what becomes a rapid-fire succession of events, Job loses everything. His possessions that make him great are either stolen or destroyed. And all of his own sons and daughters are killed in a storm. In mourning, Job drops to the ground and he cries out those immortal words, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." And the following verse sums up the day for Job. In all of this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. Think about it. Few of us could have the faith of Job if we suddenly lost it all. If everything that we possessed, if everything we loved simply was gone. But to top it all off in the story, Satan comes back and asks God for more. Now he wants God to allow Job to be afflicted physically. And so Satan afflicts Job with painful sores from head to toe. And Job retreats to the ash heap as a sign of his own mourning. And hot on his trail comes his wife. She's looked at the evidence, she has had enough, and she looks at her husband and she says to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." Job's wife is like a lot of people. They look merely at the evidence on the surface. As they try and align the scriptures and their reality, they are unimpressed. God has no ability to be in control. And those people abandon their faith. Jesus for them is nothing more than a target for their suffering, for their anger, for their questions. Jesus to them is nothing more than a false prophet. One who has promised hope, but never delivered.